We were first introduced to Logan and an IV Energy team in 2018. And prior to that, we did have internal discussions for a number of years of, we were installing these small common area systems on these large rooftops that you can see in this image. We're like, man, it's such a waste of space. We'd love to be able to put more up there, but we wouldn't get any value out of it. And, we kind of would talk about it just in passing, and we're like, oh, someone will figure it out. Well, IV Energy and Lucas team did. And so when we got introduced to them, it really clicked in those conversations that we had prior. And so the first community we worked on was 21 units, and we started conversations about 3 to 4 years before we actually completed the community. But it was very successful. Ultimately, what we've looked to do is look at our communities, and we do 3 and 4 story wood frame communities between, call it 35 and 50 units an acre for the multifamily people that are here. And what that gives us is product type that's really well fit for trying to hit that 90% of unit and 100% of common on your rooftops and on carports in some areas, depending on how your rooftops are designed. And so, we look at that, and you can see that here in this photo. And so this is a 92 unit community. This is in National City, just south of downtown San Diego. You can see downtown kind of in the skyline there. So it's 2.4 acres, 92 units, so about 38 units an acre. The buildings are 3 stories with some lofts in some areas. So, call it 4 stories, but generally speaking, 3 stories. High percentage of 2-bedroom units. So what that did is that gave us a target system size, or a deployed system size, of about 279 kilowatt, which is just over 3 kilowatt per unit. That project, from a solar standpoint, we did do rooftop solar and carport. It's about $2.65 per watt in CapEx, or about $8,000 a unit in cost for the solar and the carports, and that's unlevered. That all gets rolled into our construction loan. But on the back end, what that was able to achieve is when we reached PTO, the solar was turned on and all the residents were signed up. We were generating about $110 per unit per month in NOI, which you can see there, that $121,000. And so when you take that NOI and you run a yield on cost on our CapEx unlevered, we're at a 16.4 on this project. And multifamily in San Diego County is right around a 5 to 5.25 cap in current market conditions. To kind of Mark's point earlier about how it's really accretive to own and operate and control these components of the community purely from a financial standpoint. You can see the numbers really tell the story when you run a cap rate on that. About just under $2.5 million in value added, which is about $26,000 a unit. So your $26,000 in value creation over your $8,000 in unlevered CapEx cost, that's about a 3.25, 3.28 unlevered multiple, which I think for any of the multifamily developers here, we would take that. We joke internally, let's become a utility company. It's much more profitable than building multifamily.